From a spontaneous detour to Gooseneck Point at sunrise, to a canyon standoff with a grey fox, day one of my 2-day Capitol Reef Backcountry Loop had it all. Chimney Rock delivered sweeping views, Lower Spring Canyon tested my grit, and a spilled water container raised the stakes. Scrambling round slot canyons, rationing my supplies and chasing shade, this loop was anything but predictable. Catch the full story in this video. Dawn at Chimney Rock Trailhead. It's about 5:30. I've just driven up and hidden the water behind that bush. Hopefully no one gets it. I've got another one hidden at the end of the trailhead. That leaves me with about 2 to 3 to carry, about 3.5 miles up the road. 6:06, Capitol Reef Visitor Center. Car packed. I'd parked at Fruita Visitor Center, and with no park shuttle, that meant an unavoidable 3-mile uphill walk along the scenic Utah 24, my gateway to the Chimney Rock Loop, the first in a series of day hikes I'd stitched together into a 2-day circuit showcasing Capitol Reef's best trails and views, beginning and ending at Fruita. Following the road, my route would lead east on the Chimney Rock Loop Trail before dropping into Lower Spring Canyon. From there, the only exit to the east lay 8.5 miles ahead, through a steep, narrow corridor where I'd collect water either later that evening or early in the morning. About an hour in, so I'm pretty pleased to be reaching Gooseneck Point. I think that's 2.5 miles. It's all been uphill. In the shade's just breaking now. It's on the long road to Gooseneck Point, little detour, 2 miles extra. Feeling strong and enjoying the views, I made the last minute call to add Goosenecks Overlook, trading cooler morning hours in Lower Spring Canyon for one more show-stopping vista. Coming back from Gooseneck Point, heading to Chimney Rock, visible there. Coming back now to the main road off the Gooseneck Point trail and heading to Chimney Rock. Even at 8:30, no one's hiking it. This morning's water, actually got too much water now. Bag's far too heavy. So at the Chimney Rock Trailhead, I'll take the anti-clockwise route, which I've read is better, and then continue down towards Lower Spring Canyon, some backcountry camping, and come out. Right, this is hard work now. Following the trail anti-clockwise, the ascent was hot but rewarding, with sweeping westward views back towards the road and the trailhead. Lower Spring Canyon comes into view ahead. For those looping back to Chimney Rock Trailhead, the route bends east to west, hidden from sight but waiting just below the canyon walls. Chimney Rock Trail, anti-clockwise, looking towards Fruita that way. That, I believe, is a gooseneck trail, which I've just done, and then you can see the gorge. And on. I hadn't expected to be so taken with the views along this trail, but the sight of it winding around the hills ahead was a highlight, quietly spectacular and full of promise. Well, 10 AM, just sat down for some shade and third application of sun cream. This trail is 10 out of 10 at the minute. Looking this way is actually the ugly side and still pretty impressive. Hoping to have some lunch in about an hour, which is probably what I said an hour ago, but I've been taking so many videos and photos. With the desert mantra in mind, avoiding hiking between 10 AM and 4 PM, I pressed on with urgency and excitement, scanning for a better place to rest. On the Spring Canyon Trail, noticeably hotter actually. Noticeably hotter. Sun's over there, so shade's looking unlikely for now. This sand reminds me of hiking Needles District actually, Canyonlands. Completely different scenery though. .40, found a pretty good lunch spot under this rock, a bit of shade. Can hopefully follow it around, stay in the shade as the sun moves with it. Got myself a seat. So I think that's 4.5 hours walking so far. Got about 7 more miles that I want to do today, so chill out here, keep cool for now. Saw something down there. Just growled at me running along the trail and it heard that I was here. Just to the bottom right of that tree. Moved about 10 minutes further on, but it's just far too hot to hike at the minute. Nice view. Lots of shade. Just hot. Not seen any wildlife since the fox about 2 hours ago. 3 o'clock, I've set off again. Had a good sit out for over 4 hours. Had a muffin, felt a bit better after that. Contemplated walking back to Chimney Rock Trailhead, back down the road to the car. That's 5 miles. Whacking the aircon on for an hour and getting some water, and then camping at the bottom end of Lower Spring Canyon anyway. Probably would have come to about 6 miles. Anyway, decided to give it a go. Feeling quite good actually. Feeling better than I thought it was. It's not too hot at all. Let's see how I go. Very interesting rock shades. With many miles of desert and canyon hiking under my belt, I should have accounted for how much heat the canyon walls would trap that morning. My first lunch spot didn't feel right, and though the second offered shade, the still air made it stifling. Getting back on the trail earlier than planned turned out to be a smart move. A light breeze and a sense of exploration lifted my spirits. Looks like it's been dry here. Just found a really nice shaded bit, about 20 to 4. Did a good 30-40 minutes of walking there, felt much better than sitting under that rock in the shade where it wasn't even cool. And didn't notice it as I walked past it, but that is the connection to Upper Spring Canyon Trail. So I've walked past it heading east, heading in this direction, just gonna have a short rest. There's a bit more wind here and different view, so all good at the minute. More wildlife spotted. Big goat. There he is. Just looking at me. Not sure where he's going to go. Two of them. Baby goat. Oops. This is the infamous bypass trail, keep left. Nice and shaded. Trail's not narrow. Hot again in this canyon. Beyond the bypass, the trail clung to the canyon's edge, loose rock underfoot and a steady incline above a narrow slot below. A fall here likely wouldn't be fatal, but it wouldn't be pleasant either. And with no other hikers spotted all day on Lower Spring Canyon Trail, help wouldn't come quickly. As the trail steepened, I stopped filming and focused on getting through this section safely. "5:30, 5 more miles to the road. Not sure when I'm going to camp, but terrain is not looking good for camping. I'm hoping to get as close to the road as possible. In an ideal world, even get my water. Really slow going though because it's not flat. Trail's flattened out, would be better for camping, but pushing on. Too far left. Well, did flatten out. Just Done a nice snack break, nice and shaded, little seat. It sums this trail up quite nicely. Big high walls, big boulders you have to navigate, route finding, rocky trail, slow progress, the odd dead end, all fun and games. There we go. Thank you very much. 7:05. This would be a great camping spot. About 1.7 miles to go to the trail head of my water, and I need water, and I really fancy getting in that stream as well. Not quite sure where I'm going to camp if I get that close to the road, but I suppose I'll deal with that when I come to it. With no designated campsites in Lower Spring Canyon, camping at large is allowed, but in a narrow corridor shaped by storm runoff and high river flows, flat spots are few and far between. I couldn't afford to leave too much hiking for day 2 without the risk of a hot midday finish. Besides, the idea of ending the day with a splash in the creek at the canyon's end was too tempting to pass up.